Gosh, there were so many things I wanted to do tonight, and it seems like I'm kind of a mixed media girl. I am running late getting my project done for the blog hop tomorrow, so you're going to notice paint and everything on my hands. But the project that I just finished was polymer clay, and I know I get a lot of requests for polymer clay, so I thought we would take it home, and it's getting kind of the time of year where it's getting cold, and we want to put cinnamon in everything because it smells so good when it bakes. So I'm going to make a little gingerbread. So let me adjust my camera, get to look at a nice little piece of paper while I do that. And I'm going to show you how to make an adorable little gingerbread. You can give these as gifts. You can make these flat and make these into like little pendants or little pins. So the first thing I want to show you is that I'm using some chocolate colored clay. This, I use Fimo Soft, but you can use any brand of clay that works well for you. I would tend to work with clay that's slightly firmer, not Sculpey, just because it's a little brittle. But this is Fimo Soft. It's just a brown clay, and it only takes a couple of colors. So you're going to want a brown, and you're going to want a white, and then a black. So if you want to add any extra colors, you can add red. But if you get those basic colors, you can make a ton of little gingerbread people. And the first thing that I do is I make all my body parts. And I've got him kind of, he's just all disheveled. And we need to make, well, hang on here. Here's some arms and legs. All right, we're going to make the leg first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a ball of clay. And this is about the size of a pea. I don't measure anything. So if you notice that your legs are a little bit too big, re-roll them, take a little bit of clay out. And put that down on your table, and then just take your finger, roll it back and forth, and roll that into a cone shape. So you're going to make 2 of those. All right? And you're going to do this exact same thing for the hand. The only thing different for the hand is you're going to take the end, this thicker end, and you're going to press it flat on the table so that it has kind of a little palm shape. Can you see that there? Just like that. All right? So 2 and 2. 2 feet and 2 hands. The body is the exact same way, it's just a bigger ball. All right, so you roll it on the side back and forth, make one end thin and one end thick, and then you press it up against the table, and it makes it have a nice chubby little belly. Then what we're going to do is we are going to apply the icing. So the icing is a little white log of clay. This is really tiny. This is about 1/8 of an inch log. I mean, it's really, really tiny because my gingerbread is really, really tiny. And this would be something that you could put like on in a printer's box. And we're just going to take that log and we're going to wrap it around the hand. Just like that. And give it a little bit of icing. And then this is that funny little shaped tool that I always use. This is a clay shaper and it's rubber tipped. It's kind of like a paintbrush except it's rubber. And we're going to come in and we're going to add some details. So I'm going to push up and down and up, just like you were fluting a pie. Up and down. All the way around. You're going to do that to all 4 little pieces. You're going to do that to both of the hands and both of the legs. And I have legs ready to go here. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to start assembling our little gingerbread guy. And we're going to put his legs on. You know, sometimes I get a little crazy, and if I want to sit them in a funny position, I actually sit in front of a full-length mirror, and I kind of look and see how my hands would be positioned. And by the way, I'm doing this upside down, so it might look a little wonky. Let's put his little hands. We're going to pretend that he is just kind of chilling out, and he's relaxing. Oops, I need a little log of white here. Forgot to put the icing on this other little hand. Okay. I'll go back in later and I'll add all those little zigzag details. There's his little hand. Let me scoot this over so you can see this a little better. It's stuck on all the paint. There we go. Alright, now the fun part. We get to give him a little face. Well, I really don't know if this is a boy or a girl yet, but the face is obviously, or the head is just a ball of clay, and there's lots of different shapes that you can use that make a lot of different personalities. My shape is kind of round, but then again, it's kind of squared off, except it's thicker, it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top. And what I do is I'm going to add a little teeny tiny little red ball for his nose, right in the center. Okay. I always do the nose first because that way I know where I want to put my eyes. And I'm going to take my clay shaper and just make a couple little holes there. Now it looks a little painful, doesn't it? And I have baked already these teeny tiny little black balls. These are already baked, and I'm going to drop them in there. Okay, something like that. All right, now to give him a little personality, let's shape his eyes. So let's push those in just so we make sure that his eyeballs don't fall out, and give him a little bit of personality. I have a little tool here that we can give him a little smile. And I give him some dimples. And then I always round out a little hole in the bottom, and that way this little hole will fit right over the neckline. If you want to secure this a little bit better and anchor it a little better, I would do that with a toothpick, but I don't have any right here. So the next thing I would do is, and I actually used it, I had it already made up, but I had forgotten to put the icing on the little hands, is I would come back and I would add some icing to his little head, give him some embellishment. And then I've made this little cute little bow out of some raffia, and see it's got a little metal area right there, and you just poke this in to his neckline, just like that. And he's ready to go into the oven. So then you follow your baking instructions on the package of the clay that you're using, and you bake him for about 30 minutes, and there's what he looks like.